Hello there. Good morning, YouTubers, fellow YouTubers. My name is Delana, and I'm here. You're here. I'm here live at Delana's Yoga Suite, right here in Fort Washington, Maryland. And it's been a while since I've gone live for anything. Facebook, YouTube, even Instagram. So, again, I want to welcome you here. If this is your first experience here at Delana's Yoga Suite, again, I welcome you. If you are returning to the live stream, if you're returning visitor to Delana's Yoga Suite, welcome back. This holiday, I kind of wanted to talk about a flow that we're definitely working on here in the yoga suite. And that's power pose, chair pose, Uttka Tanasana. We're in the holidays now where we're kind of up and very mobile. We're in the last month of the year. We're kind of going into reflection. We're going over things that have happened to us throughout the year, kind of examining what we've done and how far we've gone. And we're also preparing ourselves to go into the very next year, looking for growth, looking for a change, maybe, and maybe even just looking into being better selves, ourselves mentally and physically. So today we're going to go over just a couple of poses, and definitely one of them will be power pose, which can be a very mindful pose, if you will. In power pose, you're definitely going to feel every bit of your body. You're definitely going to be able to recognize your breath work in that pose. And it really is an empowering pose. So it's a pose that I think, in my opinion, isn't as easy to just pop right into, especially when you're holding it for a little bit longer than usual. So we're going to go ahead and get into the practice. Definitely feel free to chime in with any questions, any comments. I'll definitely try to answer your questions. And even if you have any suggestions, definitely feel free to drop those in your little suggestion tab right in your screen. Um, so we're gonna definitely get into that. Definitely feel free to chat amongst yourselves. And feel free to join me as well. If you kind of want to try the pose, definitely feel free to join me. So with that said, we're gonna go ahead and get up and begin. So first and foremost, what we're gonna do, coming into our chair pose, you can come into it in multiple ways. You don't have to do the same position to start off in chair pose. So I'm gonna try both ways to come into chair pose. So first, I want to start off coming into your mountain pose here. Coming into the mountain pose, I'm going to take all of my toes, which is very important here. I'm going to lift all of the toes off of the mat and off of my mat and floor here. I'm going to spread my toes wide, even that pinky toe. Rest each toe down into the mat and floor. From here, I'm going to rest the arms beside the body. Taking my knees here, I'm going to bend the knees. You'll notice that my thighs and knees are pressed together. I don't want to roll the knees out. I really want the center of my gravity. I want the center of my body, the weight of the body, to travel from the body directly into the mat and floor. And by rolling those knees out, I'm going to cause a lot of that pressure, a lot of my body weight pressure to go into the knees here. So I'm going to press my knees and thighs together. I'm going to bend my knees. You'll notice here that when you bend your knees, your seat starts to drop. So we want, again, that weight from the torso, the weight from the body, to go from the body directly into the mat and floor. So from here, I'm going to tuck in my stomach. I'm going to tilt in the hips and pelvis. By doing that, you should feel your lower back here release by creating that tuck. So now I'm a little bit there, about halfway into my chair pose. I'm going to further bend my knees. I'm still tucking the stomach in. I'm still tucking in my hips and pelvis. Now, from here, I don't want to curve the spine here. Even though the lower back is tucked in, I'm going to lift the heart. So when I lift my heart, I'm going to squeeze the shoulder blades back while I bend the knees, while I drop the seat. From here, my arms can go numerous ways here. I can lift my arms above the head. If you have hypertension, high blood pressure, shoulder issues, I'll turn here. You can bend at the elbows. That's if you have hypertension, high blood pressure, shoulder issues. You can press at the heart center. Your hands can press at the hips. For those looking for a little bit of a challenge here, you can press your palms together. You can interlace your fingers and point them toward the ceiling. Now, from here in my chair pose, you'll notice my elbows here in the chair pose. They're not going to rotate forward. I still want to activate and lift the heart. So I'm going to rock the shoulders back. I'm still tucking the seat and hips in. I'm bending into the knees. From here, even though I'm bending into the knees and my heart is lifting, I'm going to shift my weight back as if I'm trying to sit into the chair. So press into the toes. Press into the heels. Lift the heart, squeeze the shoulder blades in. Bend the knees. Drop the seat back. Lift the heart. And most important, breathe here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing in. Exhale. Roll the shoulders back. Breathing in. Exhale. So now I'm going to press into the feet. I'm going to activate my thighs and push myself toward the ceiling here. Releasing myself from that chair pose. I'm going to reach up toward the ceiling. From here, I'm going to come into a back bend. I'm still pressing my feet and toes into the mat and floor. I'm going to press my hips and pelvis forward. I'm going to press my thighs forward. I'm going to roll back, relaxing the shoulders. Release the head and neck. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, roll the arms beside the body. So again, you'll notice that I mentioned a lot about the shoulder area. When you lift your heart, you're feeling that additional air travel into the cavity here. You really want that space to be created. Squeezing the shoulder blades, it allows the chest to lift and allows that air to travel into the shoulder blades. Also, this aligns the spine. So when you curve the shoulders here forward, the spine is no longer aligned. It kind of curves at the top. And you'll kind of feel a little bit of a hump at the top of the shoulders. So again, no matter what pose that you're in, whether it's chair pose, whether you're in a standing upward salute, your shoulders, you want to roll them up, around, down and back, lift the heart, stack the spine. So we're going to come to the opposite side. And again, if you were just kind of switch yourself here. Coming back into that chair pose. Pressing your feet together. You can separate your feet hip-width distance apart. No matter where you are, you want your knees and thighs to press together. From here, you want those knees and thighs to press forward. Bending the knees, tuck in the stomach, release the lower back, drop your seat. So I'm also going to lift my heart, roll the shoulders back. So even though my knees are bent, even though I'm lifting the heart here, even though I'm tucking in and dropping the seat, I'm going to shift my weight back just a little bit. Feel free to also extend your arms in front of the shoulders. Again, you can lift the arms above the head. If you have hypertension, high blood pressure, bend at the elbows here. By straightening the arms here, we're lifting our high blood pressure a little bit higher. So we don't want to do that. If you already have hypertension, if you're already going through high blood pressure, you don't want to raise your blood pressure any higher. So again, we want to stabilize that here. Bending at the elbows, palms pressing heart center, hands at the hips, or even arms just extended in front of you. You can also try a hand mudra. Meditation with the thumb and pointer fingers touching. The thumb and pointer fingers touching at the tips, the 3 fingers extending. You can come here. If you need grounding, if you need more energy here, you may need more energy here. We're also most importantly going to engage the breath. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale. Press into the feet as you slowly inhale. Reach up toward the ceiling. Lean back. Feel the heart lift. Lifting the head, neck, and shoulders. Press into the feet. Squeeze your feet in to support your lower back. Press the thighs forward. Exhale, lift the torso. Inhale, release the arms beside the body. From here, feel free to shake out the feet and the legs. So as you can see, that particular pose there, very powerful. In your chair pose, you're engaging your feet. The toes are pressed into the mat and floor. And you'll notice, when I mention engaging the feet, they're firmly pressed into the mat and floor. So your toes, they're lifting, but they're also pressing to the mat and floor here. The weight that I mentioned that shifts back, I'm not shifting to the heels in this pose. I'm still firmly pressing into the toes here. So even if I shift back here, even if I tuck my hips and pelvis and draw my seat back, I'm still pushing into the toes here. I'm still pressing into the toes. I'm still activating the feet fully. Because what happens in your chair pose, if you lift the toes and rock back, and you're already rocking back with your seat, you walk yourself, roll yourself out of balance. So press your toes into the floor. Even that pinky toe is very dependent on the toe next to it. Even though you shift your weight back, press your feet into the mat floor. The next pose we're going to come into is our Mandala pose. It's a really great hip opener here. So for those who are suffering from knee issues, definitely feel free to come into the variation of Mandala pose, this hip opener, or this Yogi Squat, which is another name for it, Yogi Squat. So again, if you're having any knee issues, you can come down here to the floor for those with knee issues. However you can get there, the journey isn't as important as the destination. From here, if you're having knee issues, and I'll even grab some blankets. And wherever you are, feel free to grab a pillow. You can grab a sofa pillow. You can grab an extra bed pillow. You can use blankets. You can also use a towel. So whichever one best fits you. Coming into your Yogi Squat for the modified, if you have knee issues. So from here, we're going to flex the bottoms of the feet. Pull your toes toward the face. Press the heels forward. From here, just roll your feet out to the side and slightly bend the knees just a little bit. You don't have to bend them fully. Just enough to where you feel the difference here. Tilt the hips and pelvis forward. When you do that, you're going to feel your spine lengthen, the heart lift. The hands can press to the insides of the thighs or the inside of the shins here. Relax the shoulders, lift the crown of the head. You can also press the palms at heart center here. So wherever you're feeling comfortable, take that deep breath in, tilt the hips and pelvis forward, slightly bend the knees. You can walk the feet as far as possible. So this is your Mandala, your Yogi Squat for modified if you have knee issues. Feel free to also use your blanket here. Feel free to take one or two. If you need support with your knees and thighs, take the blanket. Tuck it underneath your knee and underneath your thigh. That way you can support and cushion the knee. So if you need, or if you would like to bend it a little more, you can, and still have that support. You can do also the same thing with the opposite side. Tuck in the thigh, support the knee, bend the knee, flex the bottoms of the feet. Tilt the hips and pelvis forward, lift the heart. You can bend the knees a little more, again, if you feel like it, but if not, you can straighten them a little bit more and still have that support using your blankets. Feel free to use blocks as well. From here, to add that little bit extra juiciness to your hip opener, tilt the hips and pelvis forward, lift the heart. Slowly roll yourself forward. Continue to flex the feet. You can bend the elbows here. Once again, you can also place them to the inside of the thighs here. So my heart is lifting. My elbows can easily press into the insides of the thighs, just above the knee. So we don't want to put any pressure into the knees, just above the knee. Lift the heart, tilt the hips and pelvis forward. That's your modified version if you have any knee issues. For those who are willing to go for the gusto, if you're willing to go into the full expression of your Mandala pose, your full Yogi Squat, we're going to first come to standing upright. From here, we're going to separate the feet, double hip width distance, double shoulder width apart. From here, go ahead and kick your heels in. Point your toes out diagonal. So your toes are pointing out to diagonal directions. From here, now we're going to roll the knees out. So press your weight of the feet, weight of the body to the outer edges of your feet. For our fellow martial artists here who are practicing, you're going to roll your weight to the blades of the feet. Feel free to draw the feet in as needed. Continue to lift the heart here. Relax the shoulders. Again, I'm pulling my stomach in and I'm dropping my lower back. So you should feel that release within the lower back here. Once you've done that, bend the knees. Lower your seat. So as you can see, my seat is still dropping. I'm not going to shift my weight back too far back. I'm not going to shift it too far forward. My spine is aligned. My heart is lifting. I'm pulling the stomach in. I'm tucking in the seat in hips. Bending the knees, drawing my knees out in the same direction as the toes. If this is as far as the body will allow you to go, feel free to hold here. This is your Mandala, your Yogi Squat. For those who are all right, feel free to draw your feet in as needed. Drop your seat to the center. Continue to tuck in the hips and pelvis. Pull the stomach in. Bend the knees. Lift the heart. Relax the shoulders. Take your elbows here. Draw the elbows to the inside of the knees. To deepen your Yogi Squat, press your palms together. You'll notice the palms are no longer at heart center. They may be a little bit closer to the face. To change that so that the palms rest at heart center, you're going to pull both of those palms pressed together until the palms are at heart center. The thumb is sitting into the sternum. While you're doing that, you're going to feel the knees roll out to the side because the elbows are pushing the inside of the knees. Now notice, I'm not putting any pressure on the knees at all. Reason being, you don't want to put any more pressure on the knees. The knees already are carrying our body weight. So we don't want to add any more stress into the knees. So I'm rolling those thighs out. My elbows are to the inside, my heart is lifting, my seat is dropping. And again, you'll notice that nice little hip opener here. You'll notice that lower back release. Sometimes you have a little bit of issue within the lower back, especially if you sit for long periods of time, and especially if you stand for long periods of time. My heart is lifting because I want the weight of the body, again, to shift from the crown of the head, from my body into the mat and floor. And by putting that little duck pose where your butt kind of sticks out a little bit, that weight of the body and torso shifts to the lower back. So we don't want to do that. So that's why we tuck the hips and pelvis in, we pull the stomach in, we lift the heart, and we breathe here. Feel free to deepen your breath, especially within the hips here. The hips are really tough to open. They can be really, really tough to open. So feel free to hold here for as long as the body allows you to. This is a great pose to hold for a good 2 to 3 minutes. Feel free to start off with that. You can always grow that from 2 to 3 minutes to 3 to 5 minutes. And you can do this every morning. As soon as you wake up and jump and come out of bed, as soon as your feet touch the floor, come into a yogi squat before you even begin the rest of your day. And that really will make a difference within your daily life. So after here, we're ready to come out of our yogi squat. We're going to take a deep breath in. I'm going to release my elbows. So I'm going to lift my palms a little bit closer toward the face. I'm going to feel those knees roll in. Nice. So we're going to press the feet into the mat and floor. We're going to feel it in the thighs, lift the heart. My feet are still kicked out, so I'm going to kick my toes in. Feel free to heel toe the feet in and relax the hands beside the body. Feel free to shake them out. You're going to feel that nice juiciness within the hips here. You should definitely feel that nice little release within the lower back. So those are just a couple of poses that we are practicing, or that you can practice for the holidays. One of the great things about having your own personal practice is that you can do it on your time, and you can design the practice to fit whatever you need throughout your life. So it doesn't have to be a one-size-fits-all. So again, this is Delana's Yoga Suite. I thank you for coming to your practice at this very moment. So again, if you don't if you weren't able to chime in today, I'm definitely going to see if we can set this up on the page on YouTube, which is Delana's Yoga Suite, Delana Oliver. Feel free to check out other videos from my YouTube channel that will give you a little bit of a practice using mini poses. Also, feel free to check me out on Facebook. I'm going to see if I can also upload this on Facebook as well. Again, this is a really great, just a couple of poses. And again, I didn't do a lot of poses, again, because I want us to really focus on the pose, engage the breath, feel the benefits. So again, just take those two itty-bitty poses, engage the breath, take your time, get into your version of the practice. That way, you can feel the benefits. Same as if you would if you did like 500 poses in like 5 to 10 minutes. You can do just 1 or 2 poses and hold them for long periods of time and still engage that muscle and still engage the body, engage the breath. So again, I'm not gonna sit here and talk your head off, but I definitely hope you gained a little bit of something for your practice, for your own personal practice. If you're interested in any yoga classes or sessions, I'm located in Fort Washington, Maryland. You can contact me, hit me up at 301-221-7050. You can also hit me up on DelanasYogaSuite.com. That's DelanasYogaSuite.com. That way you have you can take a look at the facility, at the studio. You can take a look at all the great classes that I offer here. Also, you can take a look at the other services that I've been offering here as well. I do time massage here, so you can come here to receive that service here, or I can travel to you to get your relaxation with time massage. So definitely let me know, hit me up, let me know what you think. And also definitely feel free to hit me up if you're interested. I also teach yoga on Skype and Google Hangout. So definitely take away that excuse of why you can't take care of yourself. You don't have to wait until the New Year's to create that resolution of taking care of myself or being healthy, you don't have to wait till January. So you don't have to chuck out this year of being healthy. You can kickstart your New Year's resolution of taking care of being more healthy right here, right now. So you don't have to wait. So definitely feel free to contact me. Again, shoot me a note. Let me know what you think. Let me know about your practice. What are you doing on the mat? What gives you trouble, or what's your favorite pose, and why is it your favorite? And just let me know, what's your sweet life? How sweet is your poses? How sweet is your practice? So this is Delona Oliver. I'm going to sign out, but I am definitely wishing you a happy holiday, happy Christmas, New Year's, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, any other holiday out there. Feel free to again contact me. But I wish you great holidays, wish you great New Year's, and I look forward to sharing my sweet life with you. All right, bye bye.